this morning. UK police say that he is in custody right now in central London. He was arrested at the Ecuadorian embassy in London after Ecuador withdrew its asylum status. Joining me right now is the Washington Examiner editor-in-chief, Hugo Gurdon. And Hugo, it is always a pleasure to see you.
Great to
Thanks
be
so
here.
much for joining us. Your reaction to this?
Well, it's been a long time coming. He's been in the Ecuadorian embassy since 2012. And the Ecuadorians say he's broken the conditions of his asylum for several times. You know, he claimed that he was he's under arrest and he's going to face extradition to Sweden on child molestation assault charges. But he claims to fear that he will then be arrested by the United States in the whole Clinton emails leak.
Right.
And that's actually there's some possibility that's true, because back in, I think it was November last year, he was named accidentally in a charge where it talked about a defendant called Assange who would be facing trial or would be facing charge in the United States. So, you know, now he's out of the Ecuadorian embassy. He'll probably get extradited to Sweden. He'll face charges there, but the United States may have charges against him too.
And it's all connected, because when those emails of Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Hillary Clinton's campaign were released back in July of 2016, that was something of a catalyst for the Democrats to insert Donald Trump into the Russia meddling story. We know that Russia meddled in the West's activities, not just the U.S., Europe as well. We've known that for a long time. We've known that actually that they've been doing that for decades. But the Democrats were very sly in inserting Donald Trump in the Russia meddling story back in 2016. The FBI launched an investigation, and they spied on the Trump campaign. That's what we heard from William Barr yesterday. Let's talk about that. What did you make of William Barr's comments yesterday?
Well, look, we knew that there was surveillance. We knew very well that there was going to be the FBI went to the FISA court. They got permission to snoop on the Russia campaign, on the campaign, Carter Page in particular. So we knew that they were snooping anyway. Yeah. The word spying is what got the Democrats freaking out yesterday.
I don't know what the freak out is, though. Well, please explain the freak out to me, since we've known this for 2 years.
The freak out is that they are seeing the whole Russia collusion narrative turning against them. They thought that this was their passage back to power. They've been playing this narrative as hard as they can for 2 years. And now the attention is turning to who made this up. There's an old saying, Maria, that truth exists and only falsehood has to be invented. Now what's happening is Congress and the Attorney General are going to start looking at who invented this story.
Right.
Now, someone made it up because we know it isn't true. Maybe it was lots of people. Maybe the FBI believed it because of just incompetence, but maybe there were some people there who wanted to believe it and there was some malfeasance. That's what they're going to be looking
Or maybe they didn't believe it at all, but they were looking for something to get on Donald Trump. And we know this because we've seen months and months of investigations by myself, as well as lawmakers, who have said over the last 2 years, again and again, what they did was wrong, one political campaign spying on another. Here's just a couple of those sound bites from the last year.
I think spying did occur. Yes, I think spying did occur.
Well, let me...
But the question is whether it was adequately predicated. And I'm not suggesting it wasn't adequately predicated, but I'd need to explore that. I think it's my obligation.
They got the information from Bruce Orr. Did they disclose this to the FBI? Because remember, let me make the major point. None of this was disclosed to the FISA court when they went and spied on the Trump campaign using these very sophisticated tools that we have in our arsenal that are supposed to target terrorists and other bad guys. They use to target a political campaign operative.
Remember, Maria, how bad it was when we all found out there was this unverified dossier that was used as a basis to gain a warrant to surveil someone associated with the Trump campaign, Carter Page. And it got worse when we found out that that dossier was paid for by Hillary Clinton and the DNC.
Just extraordinary. So the bottom line here is they spied on Carter Page and there was no predicate. But that's what William Barr is looking at.
Exactly.
What was the predicate? You need a reason to launch a federal investigation into somebody.
There needs to be a reason. They need to be looking into an actual crime. We know that the application to the FISA court would not have been made had it not been for the dodgy dossier, the thing put together by Christopher Steele, the former British spy. Now, he wouldn't stand up for the truth of what was in that dossier. He was sued in Britain, and he admitted that it was an unverified document. So we know that that was not verified, and now we find out from Robert Mueller that it wasn't true.
Right.
So it had to have been made up.
Yeah. So
let's find out who did that.
Do not want to face the truth.
Right.
The president, of course, has said this for a long time, and he waited again this week. Here's what he said.
It was an illegal investigation. It was started illegally. Everything about it was crooked. Every single thing about it. There were dirty cops. These were bad people. You look at McCabe and Comey, and you look at Lisa and Peter Strzok. These were bad people. And this was an attempted coup.
Yeah, but the coup failed. What now? They're trying to rip William Barr's reputation now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you saw Chuck Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, demanding that he withdraw the suggestion that that there was spying. Pelosi said he went off the rails. You know, it's
ridiculous.
We know that there was surveillance. We know that it was based on falsehood. And all he's doing is saying we have to now look, because this is his duty, at why this went ahead. Was there malfeasance? Was there just incompetence?
Do you think there will be accountability here? Will we see somebody go to jail? Will we see prosecutions?
Well, Devin Nunes is obviously sending criminal referrals. I think it's 8 criminal referrals.
Yes, he told me that Sunday, yeah.
You know, there may well be. I mean, I don't think that the Attorney General will balk if there's real evidence of malfeasance. I wouldn't want to predict that he's going to find malfeasance. It may just have been a massive screw-up.
What we need to know is what the predicate was. We know that they were spying because we know that there was a warrant to oversee Carter Page's phone calls. And by the way, when you have a warrant to spy on somebody for the intel agencies, you're getting all the phone calls, all the emails, all correspondence going in and out of that person's that person, period. And so they basically had a window into the Trump campaign.
Right. It's an extraordinary intrusion, and it's particularly worrying when it was a political campaign. You know, as everybody knows, but it's worth repeating, the document was put together really at the behest of the Hillary Clinton campaign. This was Donald Trump's opponent in the election. If there's any suggestion, if there's any evidence that this investigation went ahead because the intelligence services or the FBI were actively trying to help one candidate win the election and to prevent the other candidate and make sure that the other candidate lost, that's an extraordinary scandal.
Extraordinary.